Hello, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys, where we teach the little guy and girl how to utilize charts to manage their own trades and investments. What do I mean by the little guy and girl? Well, we just had two directives signed halting the implementation of a rule that requires financial advisors to act in the best interests of their client. Let that sink in a little bit. The big wigs on Wall Street can play with your retirement and hard-earned money without your best interests at heart. We currently have hundreds of members taking charge of their financial future, and we would love for you to come check out a free week with no credit card required to see if our services would be beneficial on your path to financial independence as well. What we offer, we have a separate course of over 5 hours in length on when to enter and exit positions. And in terms of what we do daily, we have nightly videos, key levels updated each morning before the bell, 2.5 hours of live daily webcam coverage in the morning and in the afternoon, and over 7 hours of educational videos. All of these links can be found in the description of this video. Come check us out. Thanks for watching. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Checking in on CMG VRX, GoPro, and Twitter. So CMG, the range of today, pretty much the range of the last 6 days in one, which affirmed resistance and affirmed support. And we're looking down here at 445.40, 445.25, so 15 cents wiggle room. I'll certainly allow that and call that a double bottom. And in terms of resistance, we pulled back 3 times just under 460, and we pulled back again just under 460. So while this was the highest price we've seen on this bull move, clearly it was met with profit taking, affirming that 460 is a resistance level that the bulls have to get over to see continuation. So this range today pretty much just means if we close over 460, the bulls are in full control for continuation, and if we lose 445 support, we're looking for further pullback, and we could look all the way down to that mid 434 level if that were to play out. So the weekly time frame, bulls are trying to keep above the upper Bollinger Band by closing above 452.54. If we close below that level, it will show weakness and the potential for further consolidation into next week. If we close above it, it will show the more likelihood of continuation for those bulls. So we do know that the bulls are in full control of this trend. The question is going to be, are we done consolidating, or do we have further pullback coming? And the range that we currently have is going to answer that question once we get a break in one direction or the other. Looking at VRX, the bounce was very weak. Did not see much follow through. We closed at the low of the day, a lot of bear momentum. 944 is the support that we're watching. That's the lowest price that we've seen here on this pullback. And resistance is 988 for the bulls to see any kind of follow through. So 988 resistance, 944 support, and bears with all the momentum in the world. Weekly time frame continues shows weakness. And really, there's nothing else to be looking at besides the bears in full control. If the bulls can break 988 and 989, this little double top, we will be looking at the start of a potential turnaround in the short term. And again, I want to emphasize the short term because the weekly chart is nowhere near the bulls showing up here. But as of right now, bears are making a lot of money in VRX. Twitter continues to show weakness. Bullish reversal candlestick yesterday, not confirmed, but we do have a bullish reversal doji again today. Inside bar, if the bulls can break 1440, we'll look for short-term upside to scout another bearish entry. If we see a break of 1420, we're looking down at $14, and the bears will show that they too are still in full control. A ton of weakness on the daily and the weekly chart for Twitter. Continues to reject from exponential resistance, and VRX and Twitter are actually pretty similar charts on the daily and the weekly time frame, just with how beat up they've been and the inability for the bulls to really put anything together. So the bears are making a lot of money in Twitter as well. GoPro bulls showed up, and we were looking for a bearish entry on a loss of the middle Bollinger Band support, so that obviously did not happen. So no bearish entry, and we did break at 885. That was a bull break, and that was a signal to get in for the bulls, and we did see a little bit of short squeeze action all the way up to 931. So big time follow through for those bulls on the break of 885 and keeping in control. But we do have an upper wick of profit taking, rejecting from the 100-day and the upper Bollinger Band resistances. So would be cautious, trying to be bullish with that upper Bollinger Band resistance. We did not close above $9, so that is still a psychological resistance as well. And after 4 green days, we could be in for a bit more consolidation. Support will be 875 and 885, previous resistance on a pullback. And we have to see these Bollinger Bands either create room to the upside, or we have to break out and close above those Bollinger Bands in order to see further upside from here. The weekly time frame is rejecting from the middle Bollinger Band, but the goal for the bulls is to close above the 8-period exponential resistance of 876. We have not closed above that level in months, and closing above that level will give the bulls a bit of confidence in looking for continuation. So nice bull break of 885, continuing the higher low and higher high pattern. No test of the middle Bollinger Band, so no loss of the middle Bollinger Band. And patiently waiting for another bearish entry. Personally, I'm waiting for another bearish entry in GoPro. If we were to break 975, that is the next major resistance. So keeping an eye on 975 resistance, always scouting for a bearish entry to go with the momentum, and we'll see how we react to this weekly middle Bollinger Band by the close of this week. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you tomorrow.